Welcome back to Mixed Bag Fishing. This is two preparations with mackerel. So what we do for the blue mackerel, generally I prefer a larger fillet because if you're doing it with this preparation, it cooks it less. Still does work quite well with a small fillet. So I give it a couple of scores in the skin. The reason for this will become apparent because there's basically like a fine membrane on these fish that you can't really see. And what we're trying to do is break that down a little bit and make the oiliness that is the reason why they're so nutritional and so delicious more palatable, I guess, or easier to palate. I love that flavor. I love that oil. But I guess for others and people just starting out to eat it raw, this is a great way to nullify and make it a bit easier and approachable. So what you got here is a salt, water and vinegar solution, pretty much 1-to-1 part. You don't have to be too precise with it. On a tray or a rack, so the fish is raised up from the tray itself. Otherwise, too much hot water is going to cook the fish underneath. It's just a quick over the top. It's just a hot vinegar wash, basically. You can see how the fish contracts. And let it sit for a couple of minutes until it comes back to room temperature, basically. You can actually then put this in a fridge and chill it right down. Pat it dry with a towel, just to get rid of that excess water and vinegar. You want a nice dry fillet. And then to eat raw, what you want to do, unlike the other sashimi, it's not a thin slice. What you're doing is you're having small sections. So you're cutting small sections like this. Doesn't matter if you hit the scores or not. Any part from the tail on tends to be a little bit tough. And there you've got a little vinegared piece of blue mackerel. It's nice with olive oil, same thing, vinegar. Sounds counterintuitive, but I actually use fish sauce and olive oil. And this is a coastal sea parsley. So it's a native sea parsley. It tastes exactly like our introduced continental parsley. It is delicious and it cleans up that oiliness as well. So I'm just going to dress it with a little bit of olive oil. And a touch of fish sauce. You can also then use more vinegar, which is what it's going to do is kind of lightly pickle the fish. And if you're going to do that, dress that early, let it sit for 10 minutes and then consume it afterwards. Touch of salt. And the sea parsley. So that's one way to prepare blue mackerel as sashimi or for raw. With the whole blue mackerel for grilling onto same working surface as what I use for the sashimi. I use a touch of olive oil. Doesn't really need it because, as we said before, the blue mackerel has a little bit of fat and oil depending on time of year. But I want this to be the most effective grill possible. So it doesn't stick and we're not messing around. I put a touch of salt on. Actual charcoal is better. Wood doesn't hold enough heat. And if you're trying to grill over any other form of charcoal, it's just going to stick. What we're doing is we're cooking this thing 99% of the way through on the skin only. You don't want to move it. You want to have the coals all set. It's really hot. Just let it go. You kind of almost want to burn it a little. You want like a charcoal finish on it. So don't be too concerned about burning it as much as overcooking it. Last thing you want to do is overcook it. Okay, so you can see it's actually not quite cooked all the way through. You do want to get it off at about that point, just a tiny little bit more. I move everything around using this grill as opposed to trying to pick it up, because as soon as it's off the grill, there's no structure in there so it can fall apart. So you want to be very gentle. What you're going for here is that real barbecue grill, sort of caramelizes the oil and makes it such a delicious flavor. A touch of vinegar, some form of oil. Sesame oil is always delicious, just a touch. Don't use it the same way as what you would olive oil. So it's a vinegar solution with some fish sauce in it as well. And this one I use just a touch of sesame oil. remembering there's already that oily character to the fish, and some salt. So there we go, that's 2 quick and easy preparations with blue mackerel.